Hello one and all, this is Hybridsteel. Thank you very much for joining me in today's Hydroneer fishing versus digging, the ultimate showdown, where I basically answer the question, is fishing faster? Now I know this sounds like something that you would sit there and just go, why the hell are you making this video? But there is a lot of controversy and there's a couple of variables we have to take into consideration and everything else. So let's get into the breakdown of what we are going to be doing in this video. I am going to record, and you guys you won't watch all of it because in fairness that was 2 hours worth of footage. I'm going to record 10 runs of fishing. Now the fishing run starts like this. Go to training lot, dig up enough dirt to buy a fishing rod, take the dirt to the top of the hill, sell off the gold, metal and all the other stuff, run back down the hill, pick up fishing rod, put the pan and the fishing rod in the back of the truck, drive round the corner, take the fishing rod out of the truck and put it next to the pond, put the pan next to the pond, go fishing for 5 minutes, take all the fish and put them on the exchange. Big fish do not fit in pan anymore, so you have to do those runs separately. Thankfully there probably might not be, I don't know, we'll see how many big fish there are. And then after that, take the pot, take the money out of the pot, put it in the pot, put it in the back of the truck, drive to the top of the hill and sell off the boots, stop timer. Let's say that the average run takes me 11 minutes to do. I will then do every run to the exact same time. Okay? Well, or near enough, and then I'll show the results. Then, when it comes to the digging, I will do 5 digs where I utilize every single second of digging for the same time it takes me to do this run. Okay, then I will do another 5 runs where I take off the amount of time it takes you to run from the training lot to the top, to the jeweler, down to the shop to buy your fishing rod and put your pan and your fishing rod in the back of the truck, drive the truck around the corner and set up and then fish. Okay, I think I roughly worked out to about 1 minute 26 that takes. So let's say it takes 11 minutes to do the run. I will take off 1 minute and 26. Okay. And I will do that as a bog standard run, so it'll be like 9.5 minutes or something stupid like that. Okay, so I'm spitting at the moment because I'm basically telling you the rules because I don't know how long it takes. And then there's going to be one run right at the end of this video, and I'll do it for just the amount of time it takes you to dig for your fishing rod and the 5 minutes it takes you to fish. I won't even include any other time. I'll literally just stop the timer and I'll take the money to the exchange, and you will see how much money I earn. Now, as said, I'm not looking to throw shade on fishing in this video. I'm not looking to basically have a go at anything anymore. But basically, I just want to put a point across that there is a method to making more money. And it's whatever you're comfortable doing is literally how you want to play this game. Okay? Now, what you do have to consider are the variables in this experiment. Number 1, fish size. When fishing, you're not always guaranteed big fish. You might get little fish, you might get medium fish. You might even get a cardboard box, a big fish, little fish, cardboard. Or you might get boots. Boots take away from the profit that you will get from fish and so on and so forth. Also, you have to take into consideration of the exchange rate. So in this experiment, I will tell you what was happening at the time. I will tell you the exchanges that are going on as well at the same time as when I do my results. You also have to consider this is version 1.4. 1.4 has been updated since the early days of 1.1, 1.2, where fishing was really lucrative, and in all fairness, it really was. But these are all things that you have to take into consideration. When it comes to the digging, I have to take into consideration how many shards I get, because they are basically worth nothing and take away full pointage of how much I'm earning from it as well. When I get cloutium, that's like earning a big fish in digging, basically. So cloutium adds to the profit I will be getting. Some of my runs might be higher, some of my runs might be lower. We have to take all of these variables into condition. Then I'm going to take every single time and even that out to the optimal time to do my digging run. So let's say it goes all the way up to, I get an average of like 11 minutes and it goes 11 minutes across the board. I'll even out the times, I'll make it even, and that's the goal I've got to set. Okay? If all this sounds good, fair and even, please let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Without further ado, I'm sorry for waffling on for so long, but let's get into the video, shall we? Okay, so after fishing, we have done 10 runs of fishing, and my God, gotta be honest, after doing 10 runs of fishing for near 2 hours, my brain went to mush on that one. First run, 10 minutes and 20 seconds, 242 coins, the exchange was down 4. Run number 2, 10 minutes and 44 seconds, 318 coins, the exchange was up by 6. Run number 3 was 10 minutes and 22 seconds. I had 308 coins, and the exchange was up to 5. Run number 4 was 10 minutes and 15 seconds, 282 coins, and it was up by 5. Sixth run was 10 minutes flat, 285 coins, and the exchange was actually down by 4. Run number 7 was 10 minutes and 26 seconds, 262 coins, and that was up by 5. Run number 8 was 10 minutes and 23 seconds, that was 272 coins, and the exchange was down by 4. Run number 9, 9 minutes and 57 seconds, I went real fast on that one, 269 coins, and it was down by 4. Run number 10 was 10 minutes and 5 seconds, 287 coins, and it was up to 5. So, taking all of those times and taking all of those coins to work out an average of where I should be roughly earning every certain amount. So, digging. I am going to be digging for an average of 10 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay, so 10 minutes and 20 seconds was the average of time of how to do the whole run. Then the average amount earned per fishing trip, average, not like the best. The best was 308 coins. Oh no, 318 coins. And so the average coinage was 281 coins in 5 minutes worth of fishing. Okay, so if you agree with that, it's all good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off and dig. I'm going to do 10 rounds of digging. 5 rounds of digging I'm going to do to 10 minutes and 20 seconds. All right, and I will be at the exchange by 10 minutes and 20 seconds selling up. Then afterwards, I'm actually going to knock that down to 9 minutes per run, because the 9-minute run takes off the amount of time it takes you to run from the bottom to the top to get your fishing rod around the corner and start fishing. Okay, so I'm going to do a 9-minute run, and then we'll go from there. There is also going to be a special one after all this, and it'll be all good. So, without further ado, let's get digging, shall we? Okay, so here we go. I'm going to now do 5 runs of digging where we use the full 10 minutes and 20 seconds. It takes me about 20 seconds to run from the lot to the top. I'm not sprinting, doing this at flat rate just to make it all seem, legit. And then the second load, which is the last 5, I'm going to be doing them at 9 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll dig for 9 minutes straight, then just wander up and sort of like sell them up. So just to make this really, make this really even, that's how I'm having to do this. So I'm going to start digging in the next. Give me a second. Ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Start. Done with digging in the game. Digging comes down. All good. All right. So I did the first 5 runs. The amount of time it takes to do the runs on fishing, which was 10 minutes and 20 seconds. That was the average time. First run was 10 minutes and 22 seconds. I earned 292 coins. Not great. The second run, 10 minutes and 19 seconds, 419 coins. Third run, 10 minutes and 21 seconds, 359 coins. Fourth run, 10 minutes and 16 seconds, 397 coins. And the fifth run, 10 minutes and 17 seconds, 351 coins. Okay, can you see that? All good. Cool. Then I did a 9-minute run. I took out the amount of time it takes you guys to jog around and get fishing. So I condensed that down to 9 minutes. I took off a whole minute and near 30 seconds off the timing just to do this. So first run of 9 minutes, 344 coins. Second run of 9 minutes, 337 coins. Third run, 374 coins. Fourth run, 335 coins. And the fifth run was 398 coins. Voila. Okay. I spilt my drink. Okay. This averagely goes by that if I do it for the same amount of time as I did for fishing, my average encounter of coins was 365 coins. When it came down to 9 minutes, my average was 344 coins. And this one, this run that I'm showing now on the screen, is literally when I basically took your 7 buckets it takes you to earn to get a fishing rod. So it's between 6 and 7 buckets to get a fishing rod. And then the 5 minutes it takes to fish. Okay, so I took, it's 7 minutes and 5 seconds long. And as you can see on the screen, it's yada yada yada. And it's, so 7 minutes and 5 seconds, 295 coins. Basically meaning that the old videos on YouTube that show fishing to be a lucrative way of earning cash in Hybridsteel are outdated. I get a lot of people telling me that fishing is the way forward. Everyone does fishing because it's the most profitable way of making money on Hydroneer. But that has gone. And the reason why is because now we're up to version 1.4. Max has done a lot of balancing in this game. He's made everything a lot more even at the start of this game. And if I play the start of this game, like I have done, all I literally used was a bloody bucket and the basic spade, and I'm still outperforming fishing as the way that I play this game. The variables you have to consider when you're fishing is the exchange rate, how many fish you catch, how big those fish are. Alright, so you've got like four versions of fish. You've got the tiny ones, the next grade up, the sort of like the mediocre middly ones, and then the really large fish, and boots. Now if you get a boot instead of a fish, that's profit that's being taken away from you, so you have to take that into consideration. And then you have to take into consideration that how many little fish you catch, and there's a lot of messing around with numbers basically. So all of that accumulated, they are the things you have to take into consideration when it comes to earning money as a fisherman. When it comes to digging, we have to take into consideration of dead buckets, which basically means we don't get anything out of that bucket at all. Even after digging the dirt, we might actually physically get nothing as digging. Then if we get a shard, that's worth nothing. So that's two variables as a dirt digger that don't pay any money. Okay, then we have to take into consideration of like level of dirt that we have to dig in. If we dig at the ground level, then we get basic dirt. If we dig a bit deeper, our chunks and our value goes up, and we have to take this into consideration as well. So as I was digging down, I'm earning that extra bit of money by using the digging method. Every couple of spadefuls down, I'm still earning a little bit more. They're the things I have to take into consideration as well. Then I have to take into the other considerations of digging. If I get an uncut gem, that's like 5 coins instead of like a large chunk of gold that could be worth 15 or 20 coins. Then again, I have to take into consideration how many shards I get and how much profit that takes away from me. Then I have to take into consideration a chunk of Cloutium. As we all know, Cloutium is worth the most. It's a big element. It's very rare. If you get a bit of it at the beginning of the game, it boosts your value. All of these things are variables we all have to consider whilst playing this game. The biggest one we have to consider now is the version of this game. We're up to 1.4. The game is optimized to a point of being very, very balanced. If you play this game, if you're just digging, you're only going to earn around 60 to 80 more coins than somebody who plays fishing version. Alright, so the variables there have they've all been balanced out a lot more now. The game is it's really even. Fishing isn't as lucrative as it used to be. And going by this experiment and this video, fishing, for me, might not be for you, but for me, with the testing I've done with it, fishing isn't as profitable as digging. The other things I didn't take into consideration is how I would normally play this game. So to put this into perspective, all I did was dig. And I dug one single hole 10 times with various different times to basically balance out this experiment. The way that I would normally dig, by 10 minutes into the game, I'm digging bedrock, which means I'd be earning a lot more money. These are things that I took out of this experiment to make this more even for you, because as soon as I start digging at bedrock, I'm making a shed ton of money that fishing can't do. Hence why I just use the basic bucket and the basic spade. With all this in mind, and with all this being said and done, it comes down to you, the user, the person who wants to play Hydroneer for fun, the person who is more than happy to create spaghetti junction out of piping, the one who basically wants to go off and do whatever they like. You are completely fine. I generally have not got a problem with anybody else who plays this game, even if apparently it is stroking my ego. What I'm getting at here is that it doesn't matter how you play the game, the variables within this game will react to whatever you're doing. It's like if you go full automation. If you go full automation in this game, the variables come down to how long your machine's been running for, where you're digging from, which drill you're using, and so on. When it comes to this, between digging and fishing, the variables that we've already spoken about they work to the advantage of the user sometimes, or they work to the disadvantage. These are things that we have to consider. So like I said, this whole video, I am not throwing shade on the whole fishing movement. What I'm saying is that because of the way the game has evolved, because of the balancing act of the game and how people play this game, fishing is now not as lucrative as it used to be. Version 1.4 has balanced out fishing and everything else, that it all ties in. There is no advantage really to fishing over digging anymore. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope this video puts to bed the whole fishing is better than digging. I really do, because in all honesty, it does come down to how you want to play the game. But to make a bold statement like fishing is better, then that's why I had to make this video, because it started to annoy me a little bit. And like I said, if fishing was more lucrative and the profit was coming in with more money behind fishing, I'd be an advocate of fishing. But the way that I've done this experiment, the way that I've basically tuned it down to a point of like having to take in like the traveling variables and all the other stuff into consideration, as of this moment in time, version 1.4, October 1st, 2020, the variables work in digging's favour, but not by a ton. It's literally by about 70, 80 coins at most, depending on how long you go fishing for and depending on how long I go digging for. Apart from all that, I think we're done. I don't think I have to create another video on this subject until 1.5, whenever that comes out. So thank you very much for joining me. This has been Hybridsteel. If you have liked this video, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe and notification button below for all other updates. And I'll be back here with a brand new video or live stream or whatever else I do on this channel. Until then, guys, peace out, have fun, and enjoy everything you guys do. Bye-bye for now. And happy fishing or happy mining. Just enjoy the game. Peace out.